What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing another crochet video. No shocker there. But instead of a step-by-step tutorial, I wanted to do more of like a vlog with me, watch me figure out as I go format, because that is what my creative process usually looks like. Also, if you don't recognize this background, I've been trying to build out a gallery wall in my bedroom. This is how it looks so far. I like the individual pieces, but as a collective, I hate it, so I will be taking this down. But we're gonna use it while it's here. Let's ignore the fact that the lighting has suddenly changed. But if you've been following me for a while on Instagram or TikTok, you know that I don't really figure out what I want to make and then go buy the yarn. I just buy yarn and then I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this? Case in point, these two colors, I genuinely have no recollection as to like where, when, or why I got these, but I have them. I have like this dark blue in the same weight, and I was taking a scroll through my Pinterest board and I was like, what can I make with these? And I forgot that I pinned this gorgeous set. It also comes in like a dark blue colorway and then this like pink terracotta one. So cute. And it's basically a modern granny square, or that's what I'm gonna call it anyway. And it's perfect for me because I love making granny squares. I've done like a daisy top, a little like white vest top, a bunch of balaclavas and hoods for winter. But the look of a traditional granny square is very cute. It's just not my personal style. And so for this project, I'm excited to crank out a bunch of granny squares, but make something that I might actually wear. Now, in terms of the colorway, I normally don't like copy, I don't know, colorways that I see online, but I thought the pops of neon that they used, it's just so cute, like I have to do it. So I went to Michael's and picked up this yarn. It's not the same weight as the other yarns, it's definitely thicker, but this was the only one that was the right color, so we're just gonna make it work. And in terms of how to make the square, I think you just follow the steps to make a solid granny square. You can find that like on YouTube or on Google, but just change the colors like randomly. And in my head, theoretically, that should work. So let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm using a 3mm hook. I have this really bad habit where I just use whatever hook size feels right to me instead of reading the label. And the hook size I use is often very different from what's on the label, but it works for me. So I don't know, I'm not complaining. Okay, so as you can see, I've done like a round and a third of this white yarn. And I think now I'm gonna switch to the teal. What I'm gonna do is very simple. As you can see, I still have the white yarn on the hook, and I'm just gonna take this teal yarn and literally pull it through the white like that, and then just start crocheting in the teal yarn. If you look at the Pinterest photo, I think their squares are 5 rounds. So I'm probably gonna do the same for mine. Oh, one thing that I failed to mention, I don't think I'm actually going to make the like sweater and short set that I showed in the inspo photo. Partially because I don't think I have enough yarn to make the set I showed, but also because I don't find either of those pieces particularly practical. So to be clear, I am not calling myself like a slim thick queen because, well, I'm obviously not. But I know my own body, and that style of short on me, like 3/4 of my ass cheek would be hanging out. So I think I would make like a little bit of a looser, slightly longer, like chill summer short instead of the more kind of like hot pant silhouette. And then for the sweater, this is a very personal preference, so don't come for me, but I think those cardigans that tie in the front, they only look good if you wear nothing underneath them. But in what weather does it make sense to wear a long sleeve knit cardigan but have your bare chest out? I like how, because you've seen the title of this video in the thumbnail, you have a better idea at this point in the video of what I'm gonna make than I do. I am now on my 4th round. I did a little bit in the dark blue, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch to that neon green. If you look at the reference photo, I think the key to the neon is that they only do like tiny little bits of it, like just the center or just one corner. So I think I'm gonna do only one corner of the neon. I really want to talk about my New Year's resolutions, but like I know my turnaround time And I know that by the time this video is out, it's gonna be like February or God forbid March. And then I'm just gonna sound silly, but whatever. I am trying to frame them as intentions rather than resolutions so that it's not like a goal that I fail, but just like something I want to put, like an intention I want to put energy behind, you know? Another sort of mentality I'm trying to have about like my resolutions or my intentions is that half-assing is fine. I'm a little like aggro in that I can't just start something and do something in a casual way. Like it has to be very all or nothing, like fully planned out, like really committed to the cause. And I think that puts a lot of pressure to be like super disciplined when you like introduce something new to your life. So for example, one of my New Year's intentions was I wanted to spend just 10 minutes alone with myself every day, like yoga, meditating, whatever, just 10 minutes. And it's been like 9 days into the new year and I've probably done it maybe like half of the days. I guess if it's been 9 days, that's not possible, but you know what I mean. I haven't done it every day, but doing it for, you know, like 4 or 5 days is still better than not doing it at all. Another New Year's intention is fixing my posture. I used to have like decent posture in high school because I did marching band and I danced. And you guys can clown marching band all you want, but it's really good for your posture as well as ballet. And I don't do either of those things anymore. Instead, I just sit in my bed all day and crochet and edit TikToks. And those things are very non-conducive for your posture. Okay, wait, we're finishing up this granny square. Yay! We have one granny square done. Okay, we're back, and it's actually the same day. My camera battery just died like right as I finished my first granny square, but I also had therapy right after that, so I guess it was pretty good timing. I also normally don't film at night just because the lighting is like so bad, but Pinterest sent me a ring light, which I guess shockingly as a so-called TikToker I did not own before this. And why did I not own one before this? Because this high-key looks better than natural lighting. Anyway, I've started my second granny square. I've just done neon for the first round, and I am going to continue ranting about my New Year's resolutions. So if you are only here for the crochet content and don't want to hear that, this is your warning to skip ahead to the next section. Another New Year's resolution of mine is to listen to a new album a week. I have a really bad habit of like skimming albums. I'll just listen to 30 seconds of each song, pick the 2 or 3 songs that I like, and then forget about the rest. And I feel like artists put a lot of intention into albums, like what songs they include and the order, and you know, it should be enjoyed as like a full body of work. Half the reason I came up with this resolution is because ever since SZA's new album dropped, that's like dead ass the only thing I've been listening to. I posted on my story that this was my resolution, and I was asking people for like album recommendations, and a bunch of people put SZA's new album, and I was like, yes, great album, but not helpful for my purposes because I already have listened to that shit on repeat for days. Anyways, I would love to hear in the comments down below what resolutions you guys have. Also, if you have any album recommendations for me. And as much as I love rambling to the camera, I do not want this video to be 15 hours long, so I'm gonna go off camera and crank out a bunch of these bad boys, and then we can meet back probably tomorrow morning and see how we're doing that. It is actually 2 days later, and we're back with 42 granny squares. If you're wondering why 42, that's just how many I happened to finish when I finished my season of Grey's Anatomy and decided to go to bed. Now, we have a fun variety, as you can see. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't love my color palette. If you look at the original, they had like different shades of the same color, like different shades of blue or different shades of teal, whereas mine is just kind of like random colors. But we are objectively way too far down the road, and so I think the healthiest thing for me to do at this point is tell myself that it looks amazing. You guys know that I don't really plan or sketch. I'm just gonna start connecting squares, putting them on my body, and go from there. I think I'm gonna start with the shorts because then I can see how much yarn or how many squares I have left and decide what I want to do up top. In terms of connecting the squares, there's a few methods. You can like take a yarn needle and sew them together, which I've done before, but I think I'm going to slip stitch them together with the white. So I'm gonna go do that and come back when I have a better idea or some semblance of an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, I am back with my straight hair, aka my farquad hair. And this is what we have now. I forgot to mention when you slip stitch together your squares, there's gonna be like one side of your work where you can see the slip stitches, and then there's gonna be the other side of the work where it's more of a like invisible join. For this more modern look, I actually kind of like being able to see the slip stitches, so I put that on the outside of the garment. I think I'm gonna try this on to show you guys what we have so far, and then explain how this is going to turn into a pair of shorts, because right now I am not totally certain either. I hate to give you guys a crotch shot, but I don't really know how else to do this. I'm going to try what I have on over yoga pants so as to not, you know, flash you my cooch. This is basically just 3x10 squares connected, except I left these two not connected and I left these two not connected. And the idea is that if I like put a square like here and then, you know, here, that'll give me like 2 leg holes. I'm really grabbing my crotch here, I'm sorry. And then I want to add like a ribbed waistband up top. The only issue is that this is obviously the width of my hips, and then it's like really big around my waist. So I'm thinking maybe on the sides, I can sort of like pinch this together and then like stitch it up in a way where it'll lie flat. And if I do it on both sides, that'll give me a little bit more of a bodycon fit. Okay, here's a note from Future Grace to better explain what I did on the side of the shorts. Basically, the center square was originally attached to the square on each side, but I literally detached it for like the top 10 stitches or so, and then slip stitched these 2 side squares directly to each other. So the middle square is low-key still chilling there, but if you just make it lie flat and attach it to the inside of the shorts, it'll be fine. Okay, one episode of Grey's Anatomy later, we are back. This is what we're working with now. As you can see, I added the like crotch squares, so we have an actual pair of shorts instead of a weird tube. I did the little like stitches up the side here and here, which is helping it fit a little bit better. So now it's just about the waistband. And the thing about ribbing is that you can crochet it, but knit ribbing has a lot more elasticity. I'm gonna go ahead and knit mine, and then our shorts are basically done. So fast, so easy. Not fast, not easy. This shit's taking forever. Okay, it has been more days than I would care to admit, as evidenced by the fact that my pink bedding is now cream and my gallery wall is not the same. I still hate it, by the way, but it's better. Getting very off topic. Point is, I knit my waistband. I knit it in the round using circular needles, and then I sewed it onto the shorts just using a yarn needle. I'll show you how it fits now. I'm generally pretty happy with it, but there are obviously limitations to how much stretch you can get from a knit waistband. So I actually ordered like 1-inch white elastic, and I think I'm going to sew it onto the inside of the waistband, and that will really help, you know, cinch the waist and get the perfect fit. Now as for the top, as I mentioned earlier, it kind of depends on how many squares I have to work with. So I had 10 squares left after the shorts, and then I just went ahead and cranked out as many squares as I could before I ran out of yarn. So I think we have 24 squares total for the top. Here's what I'm thinking. I have this strip which is 8x2 squares, so 16. And I don't know if you can tell, but I had to slip stitch them together with the teal yarn instead of the white because I had no white yarn left, which is kind of sad because I wanted it to match the shorts, but it's okay. And I added these chains at the front so that you can tie it together like so. And my thinking is that with the 8 additional squares, I can use those to make straps, maybe add another tie here if I want. What's also fun is that you could wear it probably the other way around and have like this style of top. So really all I have to do is attach those squares for the straps, and we are basically almost done. All right, welcome back. Not that you can tell, but we're actually having our first official snow of the new year in New York. It's kind of on the cusp of rain and snow, but it's looking more like snow at the moment.
An update on our top. I actually only needed 3 squares per strap, not 4. And what happened was I like connected everything and tried it on per my original design. And if you remember, I was gonna have like this square corner still be here, but I just thought it looked kind of silly. So I literally took the corner of that square, folded it onto the inside, and then just single crocheted along this edge, and that basically turned it into a little v-neck, which I think is a much more flattering cut. And as always, I did a single crochet along all the edges just to clean it up a little bit. My elastic also came in, so I just have to cut a piece that stretches to fit around my waist. I'm going to sew that to the inside of the waistband of the shorts, and then I can try on the finished look for you guys. Can I just say I did not fully realize how small my room was until I tried to find a filming angle where I could fit in my head and my body. This is the best that I could do, but here's how the full set looks on. Very cute. As you can see, the elastic waistband definitely helped a lot with the fit of the shorts. Let me go ahead and try the top on the other way around, just so you can see what it looks like. To be completely honest, I did not think I was gonna like it this way around, maybe because I just made this style of top so many times, but now that I'm looking at it, it's also kind of a sleigh. Now I don't know how often I would wear these two pieces together because it is kind of a lot. So maybe we style them as separates really quickly. So my dumbass forgot that most of my summer clothes is packed away, therefore these outfits are going to be very far from groundbreaking. But for the shorts, you know, a little white crop top and maybe even a white button up to go over it. Preferably one that is not extremely wrinkled like this one. Or maybe you want to be chill and loungy and comfy, so you go for a white crew neck, which is somehow also extremely wrinkled. Now for the top, you could pair it with some white jeans, which I don't know if you can tell, but are also extremely wrinkled. This styling segment's really not giving what it was meant to give, so I think we can just agree to wrap up this portion. Okay, to be completely honest, right now I'm leaning towards not releasing a pattern, only because so many of the things I did were deeply unorthodox / probably not the best way to do things / very difficult to explain in like text format, and I just don't want to release a pattern that's going to be difficult to follow. So we'll see what feedback I get on Instagram or TikTok, but you can definitely leave a comment down below if you would want to buy a pattern for this set, because I can always release one. As always, feel free to follow me on my other socials at Amazingish Grace on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok. That's where I post a lot of my works in progress, inspo, etc. And let me know what you think of this more vlog style format of video, because I definitely enjoy filming it more than like a step-by-step tutorial. But with that, thank you guys so much for, oh my god, my eyelashes just got stuck together. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.